Welcome back to Live from 20th, guys. I am Gustavo. This is the 20th Sounds YouTube channel. But we are back here for another episode. This one is very, very exciting for me personally, because of since pushing to the visuals and the videos of doing a podcast. This was always been a little mini goal for me personally. I really wanted to have this guest on because of I honestly, shamelessly for myself, just to like know that I have had a conversation with him. That's just always been something in my mind since we moved into the video podcast of this. Because this has started off as an audio only, if people didn't know. And then we went into video after. So I'm very excited to have this next guest on that we have. Super local to the scene here if you're from the area, 815 Rockford. But I also am happy to have him on so that way other people around either Rockford or the state of Illinois or past that as well can really just get to know him because it's somebody that I've uh, really been motivated by. Um, Even though I didn't really fully know it until as just time went on. Anyways, long story short, I have today on a very special guest, the mayor of Rockford,
I'm
Tom
thrilled.
McNamara.
Man, I'm thrilled to be with you. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I think I was very, um, I felt like the dominoes just kind of fell into place getting you on here. I'm gonna kind of go backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Since kind of how I just said since the beginning, I've always wanted to have you on just because I was like, man, I just felt like a
You
really
should have called me earlier.
good milestone.
We could have stopped this.
Honestly, now you're thinking about it. But it was just I just kind of created that little milestone for myself,
Yeah.
so that way I can just I don't know feel good about it, but know that I'm like okay, I've had a conversation with him, and I personally have found that if you can have conversations with people of a different world or people that you don't normally see, sometimes for me, I like to do that because I like to challenge my own brain on thought of just things. I may not fully agree, but at least I like to be challenged in thought. So I put you as up there with that just because of your position and just kind of how long you've been in Rockford and the politics of it all. But it's really just I look up to just kind of how consistent and I almost feel resilience that you are throughout because the city has gone through some things these last handful of years. But yeah, so that was like why I said that and why I feel that because it's just a little milestone to having you on. Two, also just knowing that I said it from the beginning, and I'm very glad that it's kind of happening now. And thankfully, with the Mercado and them kind of connecting us together, I also did mention it to them. I mentioned it to Vic, and it was funny because when I mentioned it to him, he was just like, he's like, yeah, because I told him, he asked me, he's like, what do you want to do with the pod? And like, what's your kind of long term things? And I was like, you know what? My long term things are this, but my short term is like, I would really love to have the mayor on. And he chuckled and was just like, oh, don't worry about that. We'll figure that out together.
I love Vic.
Yeah, so I could tell. Yeah,
Vic
so
was
yeah.
just DJing at the Rockford Public Library book challenge kickoff.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I mean, you see Vic everywhere.
He is literally. I don't know. He's another person that like personally motivates me because I'm like, dude, how do you do all this stuff? I'm so racked up with just the things that I have to do, and that feels overwhelming already. So first things first. So I do want to get into a little bit of, knowing a little bit more about you.
Sure.
So that way people of the page and just overall, my plan is just so that way more people around here can get to know you a little bit
Awesome.
more. But before I get right into that, to start it off, I'm on a journey to find more music that is either different from mine or just new songs that I haven't heard maybe. So that I've been asking people here and there just personally and then just as I'm out and about. Yeah, starting off with you, what is your either favorite genre of music or a song that you may have?
So my wife would totally laugh right now that you're asking me
Okay.
this because she thinks I have the world's worst taste in music. And honestly, like if you got into my car at any given point, you would. So I have one playlist that I just add every song to.
I see that.
And my kids will be like, I like this song. It's on the playlist.
Gotcha.
If I like it or not, it's on the playlist.
Okay.
Because they're in my car.
Okay.
So my playlist is hilarious. I mean, you will hear Disney soundtracks to rock to rap. I would say I really like an artist named M. Ward.
Okay.
He's kind of like indie alternative. I just really enjoy his music. He's done
Gotcha.
a CD with Zoe Deschanel, who's an actress and a singer.
I've heard of her. Yeah,
Um,
okay.
Literally this weekend, just since you just asked me this,
Yeah.
I had to actually pull it up because I was like, "What's this song?"
Yeah.
There's a group called Beach House,
Okay.
and a song called Zebra. I don't know why, but I've been really
But
liking that
that's the
song.
one.
So those are a couple that I've been liking, and I will also say, I mean, you didn't ask this, but I think one really special thing about Rockford, you can almost go and see live music every single day of the week,
Yeah.
especially really from Memorial Day to Labor Day
Yeah.
in Rockford every single night of the week. And if you work at it, not
Mhm.
even that hard, but if you work at it, you can pretty much do that for free
Yeah,
or
yeah.
darn near free.
Right, right. I that to your point, that's actually I just last year started to like this might sound weird, but as I just thinking about it, last year just now starting to look into like what's going on in the music scene with Rockford.
Yeah.
I always felt like I was stuck in the music scene that I'm in, which is more of the rap, hip hop,
Okay.
and side of Rockford. And sometimes I feel like those are two separate entities in the
Yeah.
music world here. So then I was like, okay, well, let me look on what's going on in the live world of music here locally. And yeah, I to your it's almost exactly how you said it. I thought about it as well. I was like, well, there's so much going out there that didn't even know about. There's this band here and this band with that bar and this bar. Like, there's so many collabs and just there's a lot going on that
I
people
mean,
don't know.
I'm not gonna attempt to name them all, but, you know, like, Tuesdays, you hit up Anderson Gardens,
Yeah.
Thursdays, you can do dinner on the docks, Fridays, you got City Market, Sundays, you got Live at
Hmm.
Levings.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that you could go hit up and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Which is for people that didn't know that locally, y'all can go out and have a good
Yeah,
time.
get out of your
There are
house.
good things to do
Once you're
here.
done watching this podcast,
Yeah,
get out of
right.
your house.
So yeah, so awesome. I'm gonna look up those music choices and see what they're about because
You'll
I
be
mean,
like, "What the hell
the
is he
names
listening to?"
themselves just sound like I do like interesting names, you know, of a band or a group or an artist. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, what are you about? Because what's going on with the name itself?
My wife, I'm hopeful she will be the only person who does not watch this.
At least just not this
Yeah.
part. So with that being said, what would you like anything to know about yourself? Like a little bit about you. I think I know you are from Rockford home,
Yeah, so
right?
born and raised in Rockford, just on, the west side of Rockford, over by Auburn Street Ridge
Okay,
area.
nice.
My mom still lives in the house that we grew up. I'm youngest of 6 kids.
Wow, okay.
Um, I have so obviously 5 older brothers and sisters. I have 17 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
We all live, except for my sister Nell, who lives in Oak Park. We all live within about 5 blocks of each other.
Wow.
And so most of our nephews and nieces are running from one
Yeah.
house to another house. And my nephew would often tell me it takes him 22 seconds with sandals on to get to my back door. Um, so, born and raised here, went to Boylan. Then I went to a small school in Cleveland called John Carroll, got an undergrad and
Okay.
a graduate degree from there. Worked at a county work release facility helping men and women convicted of felonies get back on their feet.
Okay.
Then had the opportunity to work for Senator Dick Durbin. And then once I did that and I graduated with my master's degree, moved right back to Rockford. Truthfully, I
Okay.
wanted to do 2 things. One was get closer to family,
Mm,
and the second was come back and make an impact.
okay.
Not run for office, but
At
do
that point, you had
something.
just thought of
No.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love politics, always have,
Yeah.
but really had no interest in being the elected official. I liked helping someone else be the elected official.
Gotcha.
Let them deal with the
Yeah.
pressure. Um, Moved back. All Everyone in my family's an artist except for me.
Okay. Okay.
And so we were at the Greenwich Village Art Fair. I was helping my mother set up her tent for the
Okay.
art fair, which is a great event for anyone to go to.
Yes.
Um, and my sister was like, "Hey, you got to meet this girl." I was like, "Well, anyone you want me to meet as my sister? Hell no."
Because of it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. I
I
get
was like,
that.
"Yep, not
Yeah.
gonna do that." Well, Sarah happened to be there,
Okay.
and my sister did the awkward, "Hey, come and meet her," and I was like,
Hmm.
"Okay." And
Yeah.
she was beautiful and cool, and so I met her Saturday morning. like 9:30 in the morning, and then Sunday I called her and said, "Hey, do you wanna go out to dinner?" Went out to dinner Monday night, and that was it.
Wow, that was it
Yeah.
from there.
So,
Nice.
we just celebrated 14 years,
Nice,
being
congrats.
married, and we have 2 beautiful kids that we're all incredibly thankful look like her and not me. So we got Olympia Rose, who is 9 years old, going into
Okay,
3rd grade at Rockford Public Schools, and Malachi John, who we call
nice.
Kiki.
Okay,
Kiki's going into 2nd grade, and he's 8 years old at Rockford Public
nice.
Schools.
Okay, nice,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the
We
best parts about me.
Hey, there
This
you go,
podcast
there
goes
you go.
downhill after this.
It's always good to think about the family that I like that you I can tell you put a lot of thought and effort into that about where the family you come from
Yep.
and then how your family is right now. I can always kind of tell from just how parents can talk about their kids and just family in general. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, you probably didn't. I've spoken to people that just don't like their family and
It's wild.
they despise it, and it's like, wow, that I can understand how that happens, but it's very saddening sometimes to see that. But knowing that you talk about your family in this way, I can tell that you're a
Yeah.
family man.
I mean, every summer, I'm already getting excited. So at the end of July, mid July, my dad used to call it a mandatory performance.
Okay.
And we would take 1 week a year. All of us go 1 week for vacation. We rent a cabin in Michigan. So there's
Mm.
37 of us now who rent a cabin in Michigan.
Wow. All
Uh,
because of that tradition.
yeah,
That
and we're all very
gotcha.
similar. I mean, we're super opinionated. We like to swear, and we're always right. So what can go wrong for a week with all of us together? It's a total shit show,
Yeah.
but it's a blast.
Okay.
And it's so fun now to
Yeah.
see my nephews and nieces hanging out with my kids.
Yeah.
My wife getting to know even better my brothers and sisters and their spouses. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but I'm gonna go a little there just because it's funny to me. I'm thinking about it. But you sound like a very Mexican family. I don't know if you've ever thought about that. Cause that's how Mexican families are. They're very big. They all have a lot of kids, so the nieces and nephews get
Yep,
to hang out. I know my kids have that as well, so
I'll
siblings and
take
all
it.
that. So I can imagine that's where for me it sounds a bit nostalgic because it's
Yeah,
like, oh, that's how I grew up too. So it
absolutely.
makes sense for me. So okay, nice. Well, I didn't know half of that about you. I'll be
Awesome.
honest. So that's good to know. I don't want to get like too political on any
Whatever you
of
want.
this, just because I personally just don't like to get too political. I'll be honest, not even because it's you or not or whatever. It's just I'll listen to the important things that I feel like, oh, like I need to know about
Hmm.
because it could affect me or it could affect the kids or whatever. But if it's a lot of these complaints that I feel like a lot more are complaints than anything, then I just kind of brush it off and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we know whatever. But aside from that, is I was wondering if you could like why politics and how did you get to that route for people that I may be interested to know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will be honest and I will say, if you to me, you have to pay attention to it. And I think
Okay.
what you just said it is accurate. I mean, a lot of politicians just complain and you don't know really what's the truth, what's not the truth. You don't know, are they actually ever going to do anything or are they
Hmm.
just going to talk about it so they can fundraise and get elected
Yeah.
again? Um, but I also think if done properly and someone doesn't make it their life career, um, a lot of really wonderful things can take place.
Yeah.
And also you can just like in any sport, half of it is defense, stopping bad stuff from
Mm.
happening.
Okay.
Um and so I was always engaged. I always thought it was a way that you could make a really wonderful impact wherever you were at. And my parents really instilled into me that you can't go to work and come home. You can't go to school and come home. You can't go to work and school and just come home.
Hmm.
You have to do something that gives back to your community. You can
Okay.
volunteer for the Mercado. You can
Yes.
coach a little league team. You can participate in a parent teacher conference. You
Okay.
can uh, be on your homeowners association, your neighborhood association. You could run for office. You could help someone else get elected. There's so
Yeah.
many ways that people can be engaged, and I'm just touching the surface.
Yeah.
But you have to do something. So I came back to Rockford. I was on, I think, 7 different boards.
Okay.
Um, and honestly, it was too many. I wasn't
Mm.
helping any of them as the best I could.
Okay.
And so I really started helping other people get elected. And I really enjoyed it. And we were pretty good at it. and someone said, "Well, you should run for third ward alderman." I was like, "Hell no, I'm not gonna do that."
Ah, okay, okay.
Um, and then I ultimately did it, and really enjoyed it, but I also was sitting there and we have, like, a horseshoe at city
Okay.
council. It's like, and you're sitting around this horseshoe with 14 people, and I really felt like people's people were getting in the way of our own progress. And I
Mm,
love Rockford, but I also love more what I think it can be for everyone.
yeah, the potential
Um,
of it all.
and we were just starting to have kids, and I was like, "Is this where I want to raise my family?"
Ah, okay. Which is a very valid question, and I'll be honest, I feel like even if you are from Rockford, I think even Rockfordians still have that question,
Rockfordians are the
you know?
hardest on Rockford. I
Yes.
mean, we are. So, I mean, we had me and Sarah had a couple of options. We could move. I've sold insurance, so I could do that a lot of places.
Okay.
Um, I could do what a lot of people do and sit in their mother's basement and type on social media and complain about everything
Yeah.
and not do anything. That was an option.
That's true.
Or I could get more involved. So
Yeah.
decided that we would run for mayor. Was really blessed. Ran against 4 people and was really blessed, and we won. And that was in 2017, and
Yeah.
then got reelected in 2021, and just got over the hump for one more time.
Yeah, yeah, how did that feel, knowing that people wanted you back in there again?
Always nerve wracking,
Yeah, okay.
especially on the 3rd term, just because if you do your job right, you have upset enough people along the way because, decisions don't come to my office that are easy.
Yeah, right.
They're already decided. We have an
Mm,
amazing staff. The
okay.
black and white decisions, they're already decided. I'm
Gotcha,
not
okay.
participating
Yeah,
at that level. And so the decisions that come up, for a fact, any way you go, you're really upsetting some people and
yeah.
making some people very happy. And
Okay,
then on top
okay.
of it, you're trying to drive an entire organization and beyond being, a CEO of a couple $100 million budget
Mhm.
organization, you're also trying to drive a community that for one of our best assets is we're really diverse.
Yeah,
That
right.
also makes making
And
sure
more
that we
challenging.
drive us all in the same area
Yeah,
makes it even more difficult. But
yeah.
I love it. Um, I can't tell you, I'm not like the most religious person you'll ever meet, but I am really fortunate to have the job. I get to do so many cool things
Yeah.
every single day. It's a different day. There's a different challenge. There's a different opportunity. And I get to be here. And I think right now it's really exciting to be in this position because there is so much going on in Rockford.
Yes, I agree, I definitely agree, that is probably why I happily feel overwhelmed there thinking
Yeah,
about that because it's like, "Oh, wow, there's so much to do, there really is." And I look back as how I grew up here in the last 10, 20 years, and I always felt like there wasn't much to do in
right.
Rockford. So I'm glad that now there is, and I'm trying to push my family a little bit out there now too, be
Yeah,
like, "Hey, like, we don't always have to go to." 'Cause my daughter over the weekend was like, "Dad, I'm bored." I'm like, "You got a bunch of things you could do here, but I get it. You don't think you have things to do." So I get that mentality of it, but I'm glad that, there is a lot more to do now
right.
in Rockford that there ever has been.
For sure.
Um, so you kinda touched on it a little bit, and something that I've been trying to pick people's brains lately, and I wanna kinda pick yours with it is I've from an outside perspective as myself, not knowing too much about politics, but also just knowing a little bit of the area, I've always felt that you've had, I think, a resilience because you still almost I feel like you almost keep your head up high even through the hate, even through the lows of Rockford and the bad things that come with it. And my question is, how do you deal with that? How do you go through with that knowing that I love that you're so aware of even just a decision making, okay, you're gonna make some happy and you're gonna make some upset. Whereas sometimes as my perspective, looking at politics, it almost feels like they don't even think about that at times. They just here's a decision and live with it. It can almost feel like that. But I love that you are aware of that. And with that, how do you keep a head up high knowing that you have a lot of things that could come about of it?
Yeah. And if I don't answer this or if I don't address your question directly, just let me know.
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
I would say 2 or 3 things.
Okay.
One is we talk a lot about just do the next right thing.
Mm,
The elections and stuff, I'm not in this forever.
yeah.
I know that if I'm not here after this term, okay. But did I do my best? Do I
Yeah.
feel like I made the right decisions to move our entire city forward?
Mm,
Did it cost me an election? Maybe.
mm,
I've definitely made some votes that people would think have costed me an election, and it hasn't. We've actually been fortunate and we've gotten more votes percentage wise every time I've run.
yeah. Okay.
And so our thing is just do the next right thing. I would say that's a work side. I
Yeah.
would say the personal side, I'm actually kind of an introvert.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
I mean, again, my wife would laugh like this is she calls this my costume.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
at home, I'm in shorts and a
Yeah.
white t-shirt that's probably not the
Yeah.
cleanest. Like I just I'd like to be at home hanging out
Just
with
relax.
kids. And I
Yeah.
would say the hardest part on the personal side is two aspects. One, it's 24/7. I got an 8 and a
Mm,
9-year-old, a wife I don't deserve. So making sure that you manage that, I'm not always the best at, but
okay.
trying to work at it. I would say the second piece is I signed up to get a lot of criticism, and rightfully so.
I
I
see.
make mistakes every single day.
I see.
And I should be criticized for that. I am a public servant. I work for you. I work for 148,000 other people.
Mhm.
I should be ready for those critiques.
Okay.
My wife did not. My children did not.
Yeah.
And it is different, especially as the kids are getting older. They
They're
get more grief.
realizing more
They
of it.
realize what
Yeah.
I do, and I
Mm.
can't just say, "Oh, I go to work to help people." No, they know
Yeah.
exactly what I do. They know where I work. They know,
Gotcha.
what people are saying. They can read really
Yeah.
well. They know what's going on, and I would say that's the hardest part personally, just because
Okay.
you don't want your job to negatively impact your kids. All of us want our
Right.
jobs to positively impact our kids. If it's building a strong financial foundation for them, whatever it may,
Right.
you want them to have more opportunities than you had.
Yes.
And you don't want your position to ever negatively impact them. And that is the hardest part.
I'll be honest, I didn't think like, I knew that because politicians have families as well, just like anybody else,
We're human.
but it is hard to separate those at times when we're looking at the TV or where we're looking at certain things of just the world. So I didn't think about how that could personally be
Yeah.
hard, for you because 'cause I'll be honest, I mean, I'm not in any position to that degree, but I do think about it sometimes as if, oh, let's say in the ideal world, this music for me personally makes it how I want it to be and I can make a living. I am afraid of that, to be honest, where it's like, oh, well, my kids didn't sign up for any of
Hmm.
whatever can come from it. Um, and neither did my girlfriend with any backlash that she may also receive just by being with me, because
Right.
that's what happens with any other people in that type of world. So it is very worrisome. So I do think
It
about
is.
that there, but I guess that's another way that you can hopefully it gives you motivation to just kind of keep going at the same
It
time.
does. Yeah. And I mean, I really think a lot of things are moving in the right direction. I mean, and that's another thing that really does keep you going. I mean, when I took office in 2017, our city was projected to run out of money as
Whoa,
as early as 2021.
that I did not know. Okay.
Our property values were going down,
Mm,
our property taxes were going up, violent crime was going up, and
mm,
our roads were crumbling.
yeah.
There was a lot of concerns. And today we've passed 8 balanced budgets. Our property tax levy, we were actually the only major taxing body in Winnebago County that's actually reduced it over the
Whoa.
last decade.
Okay.
Uh, our violent crime is down 38%. Our property crime down 35%. A stat I'm really proud of is if you look at the number of juveniles that are arrested, we're down 21% in
Mm,
juveniles being arrested. So we're stopping that cycle of violence. Now we have programs like Rockford Promise that every kid who lives in Rockford can now go to college tuition free.
mm.
So that takes a huge financial barrier off
Yeah.
families
Right.
and creates a huge opportunity for our young people.
Yeah.
Um, our property values are now the highest that they've ever been in the history of Rockford. So we're moving in the right direction, but we got a long way to go and we're going to keep pushing it.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I do have another follow-up question,
Yeah.
but I think it's gonna be a perfect time to take a break. So just give us a little bit. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, what's going on, y'all? So we are back. I am here with Mayor of Rockford, Tom McNamara. Um, What's your if I mind, just you don't have to of course go into details, but what's your day to day? Like what do you do normally do? You kind of already have things set up that you just kind of are going to on a day to day?
Yeah. So I'll probably say it a couple of different ways. One,
Yeah.
I'm up between 4 and 4:30 every day.
Wow. Okay.
I'll get home between 9 and 10 o'clock every night, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Saturday I'll probably have 3 to 5 events. Sunday 2 to 3 events.
Okay.
Um, my schedule. I have an amazing person in my office named Haley who
Yeah.
makes sure that every minute of my day is accounted for. Sometimes too many minutes are accounted for, but literally we'll do between probably 10 and 20 meetings every day
Wow.
or
Okay.
events, things like
Yeah.
this,
Yep.
whatever it may be. If there's a business opening, I go,
Be
whatever it
there
is. Uh, and I am responding to emails, text
left and
messages,
right.
Facebook messages, Instagram messages, X or Twitter, whatever you call it,
Right.
whatever it is, LinkedIn, whatever it is,
You're
all
all
day,
that.
my cell phone
Jeez.
all day, just making sure that I'm responsive and making
Hmm.
sure that our team has what they need to be successful and making sure if I get an item, I can get it out to our team right away so that they
Gotcha.
can do their work. So,
Okay.
and I would say genuinely, like the best part of the job every day is different. I mean, I walk in with a list like this,
Oh snap. Okay.
um,
You're ready to go.
and that's my list that I want to get done today.
Gotcha.
Uh, I'm hopeful I will get that whole list done.
Yeah.
Often, something will pop up,
Yeah.
and I may have to move some items
Yeah.
to the next day or even to the next week, depending on what big item has come up.
Gotcha.
But I'm a big paper person.
Yeah.
My calendar is on my phone, but I like a lot of paper and I like making phone calls and actually having conversations. They may be quick conversations, but I
Hmm.
like doing that.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest. I agree with you with the going more a bit more analog of the paper. I've tried to do a lot of apps this last year, and like,
I've tried
okay,
every app.
yeah, oh, okay, this one's for this. All right, let me try to do it and organize that way. And it's just there's too much going on here at a lot of the times, like you said, messages and calls, and it's just like,
And
yeah,
nothing feels better than ripping up the paper once you're
yeah,
done with it. You're like, oh,
literally,
I
and you're just like,
accomplished
all right,
something.
get out of my face,
Yeah,
out of the way.
absolutely.
That's kind of where I'm also leaning into these last few months. I've been journaling more
Oh,
and
nice.
just trying to do more paper checklists as well. And that always, yeah, you're to your point, that always feels way much better. It's
Yeah.
like
Do you like the journaling?
I'm not very consistent at it yet, but I do like the way that I've learned journaling just at least recently more is just free-handed, like, not necessarily putting too much thought into what you're writing, so just kinda letting whatever thoughts
Yeah.
come out of my time, and that's the moments that I do enjoy it with the journaling. Have you journaled before?
So, no, I asked because my mom, when I became mayor, she gave me this advice, and I was like, "That's silly." And
Okay.
now I think about it every
Here
day, and I
yeah,
still don't do anything about it, but
yeah.
I think about it. She said, "Every single day, write one sentence about
Mm.
what you did or what you accomplished or what challenge you had, whatever thing that stuck out that day. Write one sentence." I'm like, man, I'd have 8 years of notes
Worth of it, yeah,
that I mean, it's really difficult. I mean, what did you do 3 weeks ago? I mean, it's so much is
exactly,
coming at you so fast,
right.
that it would have been really wonderful to have that.
Yeah, I will say I actually have done that in the past. That is one of the little, um, journaling, I guess I don't know if it's a tactic or a tip or whatever, but I married them 2 together where it was like, okay, write you can just write randomly about
Right,
anything, but then also, yeah, um, what's a highlight of the day? And just kind of whether it was good, bad, and just, I've written some neutral things. I've written some not so good things and some things that are the best thing that happened that month.
right.
So what I like about it is it helps me put things in perspective
Okay.
when I do it. It's like, oh, okay, this is what because you're right. I always feel a lot of that too. It's like the moments are going, the seconds are flying by, and it's like, well, what happened 5 minutes ago? And that's what I do enjoy about the analog of it all. It's there. It's not gonna go away unless I make it go away. But it's there, and I can look back on it. So
Yeah,
I do enjoy that aspect of it. I'll be honest.
nice.
Versus the apps, and it just what was there now it's deleted. Oh, who
I've
knows?
tried so many, and honestly, the only app I probably use a lot for, like, getting things done is my notes, and
That literally,
I keep
that's on
going
me
back
too.
to it.
Yeah, same as here. So,
Could have
uh,
saved a lot of money. Just use your notes, guys.
money and time
Yeah,
because you can spend a lot of time learning these new apps, and half of them don't do much. One thing that I've been wanted to also ask,
sure.
I have this personal belief that in my world, so in my work world, I'm also in manager positions and
Hmm.
supervisor positions. I have been for the last 10, 13 years now. So
Nice.
I've always leaded teams, or I've always been in a leading position to have to make those decisions, or just know that we have to make everything better or
Hmm.
great, not just the one singular thing or person. And so that's one thing that you did touch on it a little bit already, but I'm very curious to pick your brain on it a little bit. What would you say, two-parter questions? Did you have a big aha leadership moment that you could recall at any point? And then what would you say to anybody trying to be a leader, and any advice in that way?
So I've had probably a lot of aha moments
Yeah,
or
I feel like I do
oh
too.
shit moments.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would say a couple of things. One, make sure that if you're in the position that you get to hire people,
Mm,
don't be intimidated by people. Hire smarter, harder working people.
I agree.
Uh, I will say I get to select the department heads. Every one of them could be a mayor.
Yeah,
Every
okay.
one of them's exceptional. They're incredibly hardworking. They're up early. They're late. They're
Yeah.
doing work. They're caring for their community as well as their families. All good people, and that has allowed me to get out and expand my reach because I don't have to be
Mm.
stuck trying to micromanage everyone else's duties.
See, okay.
Um, that's one thing I would say. Second thing for anyone, ask for help.
Mm,
It is amazing. I I mean, I've always asked for help.
yeah.
Uh, Literally from 3rd grade on to junior year of college, I had a tutor in at least one subject, if not more.
Yeah, okay.
Today I meet with actually a man I just love. His name's Bill Gorski. He's the
Mm,
former CEO of Swedish American.
okay.
Meet with him every 3 weeks. I
Nice.
Sometimes we talk about work, sometimes we don't.
Mm.
But it's also really good because, I mean, he managed thousands of people at Swedish American.
Oh, okay. So you
So
can kinda pick his brain a
you can
little
pick
bit.
his brain. You can be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm dealing with this employee that's doing this," or "Hey, how do
Mm.
you think I should address this situation?" Um, and it's just kind of a no judgment zone that you can
Yeah.
feel free to ask. And I will be
Right.
honest, in either manager position like you or mayor such as myself, sometimes you're not sure who you can ask advice from because they'll be like, well, shouldn't you be giving me advice? And
Right, right.
so,
Yeah.
or, the mayor doesn't know this or the manager doesn't know this.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes we get too fallen into a trap of that. And if you do fall in that trap, then
Yeah.
you're just doing things that you don't know if it's the best thing to do.
Mhm.
I really like asking lots of people their opinions. Um, and I try to take what's best of those opinions
Yeah.
coupled with my own thoughts and move forward.
I like that. I like that a lot, and I think about it every day, but it's not something that I think I heard in those exact words, so I really like that. Because I try to live kinda that all the time too. I always am very big on any team that I'm managing, I'm always telling them, "Hey, it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
If I don't know, then I can't help. So if you need something, let me know. And if it's not something that I can do, then I'll try to figure it out with you, or get you the answer, whatever it may be. Because you're right, I do feel as a lot of the, at least in my perspective and experience, a lot of the older management, I do feel that more from. It's like, oh yeah, I know it all. And it's like, okay, but I don't think you do, because that's
Yeah.
not the reality of anyone.
And things
Not
are
everyone,
changing
yeah.
so much. I would say the other thing that I do definitely think about a lot is you want to have employees, partners, whatever it is,
Mm,
that you would rather have to hold them back than have to push them forward. And
mm,
so, I mean, I think it's so difficult to get someone, I don't want to say that's lazy, but may not have the same initiative to be
Right.
like, hey, you got to do this. You got to respond
Right.
quicker. You got to address this faster. That's so much harder than, oh, hold up, Gustavo.
Right,
Like
right.
we can't move that fast. Because
Right.
certain times you do got to slow and make sure you do things in the proper
Mhm.
process. That's a lot easier to hold you back a little bit
Yeah.
and say, hey, this is why we're going to slow this
Right.
down. We're not going to announce this on Tuesday. We're going to announce it on Thursday so we can touch these folks. And
Right.
as opposed to someone who you want to have an announcement on Thursday and they're working, well, maybe next week I'll get to it. And you're
Right,
like,
maybe Wednesday night it could be,
yeah,
and it's like, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it is always easier to empower those that want to be empowered.
yeah,
That's how I sometimes think of it too. It's like I always try to empower people around me. It's
yeah,
like, hey, I don't have to do it all, and and not because I don't want to do it all, but we can all be a part of it. Is
absolutely.
how I like to think of it, because I always try to tell my team, especially right now, the current team that I'm working with is, "Hey, just because I'm the leader of the team doesn't mean that I'm not part of the team. So I'll
For sure.
be right there with you doing this, doing that, and we're all just in it together because we
Yeah.
all fail, we all do."
Yeah. Just yesterday, I delivered the state of the city and I was talking to the department heads in the morning and I said, tonight I'm going to talk.
Right.
I didn't do that work.
Yeah.
All of them did the work.
I see what you mean, yeah.
I'm sometimes, in some cases, I'm just the biggest cheerleader for the work
Yeah.
that's going on so that people know about it because they're
Mhm.
busy, so busy getting so much amazing stuff done. How do I get that message out? Because if people don't know it, they don't feel it. And if they don't feel it, maybe they don't want to stay here. They don't want to move here. They don't
Mm.
want to have their business here.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
I see what you mean. Really looking at the bigger picture of it all, but acknowledging where it's coming from as well. So
Right.
that's good because I think a bad leader would, I mean, I've seen it. They'll take the credit for themselves,
Yeah. You
or they'll
can't do that.
just take it, run with it, even though it didn't. They know it's not from them or whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, I've always felt that the world could use more leaders instead of followers. Just because I personally feel that there's more followers than anything. But even the people that are sometimes are in the leadership or managerial roles, even sometimes they don't know exactly
Yeah.
what it takes to be a true leader. At least in my opinion, not that I'm the best leader, but I do. I'm constantly thinking about how can I be better for the team? How can I be better for myself?
Absolutely.
To get the team going, or even just myself consistently doing whatever it is that we need to do. So yeah, so I like to think about leadership a lot of times because especially at home, I think of it sometimes similarly. Like, how can I lead the family to the type of dynamic that I want to have with them?
Hey,
And so I kind of always have to be a
it's
little,
constant work, right?
yeah, a little bit of leader at home too. So it's like, okay, all right, I signed up for this, so it's
Yep.
okay.
And at home's probably a harder job than at work.
It definitely can be. It definitely can be. So we don't have too much time, but one thing else that I did want to touch on, probably last, and then we can just kind of have any closing words after. But it is June by the time we are recording this,
Mhm.
and I always do forget. But since I had you on, I felt like it would be a good time to kind of discuss this and dissect it a little bit.
Sure.
But it is Men's Mental Health Month
Mhm.
for June, which I didn't know it was that until about maybe 2 years ago when I first heard about it. I was like, oh, June. June is also my birthday month and my daughter's birthday month. So June is
Busy.
usually packed
Yeah.
for me because I have a lot of little things going. Then it's also my brother's birthday. June is very busy, but just saw yesterday a reminder saying that June was Mental Health Month. And a question that I wanted to ask is, how would I guess first off is how would you rate men's mental health if you'd like to discuss about that? And then two, what would be some advice that you could give to any man, whether it's here or locally? So a little backtrack for me personally,
Mhm.
I feel as men can sometimes be insecure with themselves, and then I think that can kind of halt themselves a lot. I know I felt into that a few years back. I was just insecure about who I was, what I was doing, the things that I was had my hands in at the time. It just didn't feel like me. And then fast forward to this last couple of years personally, I've been trying to just try to figure myself out. Who am
Mhm.
I? What do I want? What do I truly believe in? And kind of just what path do I want to go to? And thankfully, I felt like security for myself. I've had a lot of self acceptance and that, in my opinion, has helped me with some of these things.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of back history why I kind of like to think about that and ask that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
So I would say overall mental health, I think we are in a absolute crisis in the United States and right here in Rockford.
Yeah.
I would say I have not put genuine thought just towards men's mental health, but I would
Okay.
say we certainly are insecure, but I would say we also often, and maybe more often than not, mask it in like macho masculinity.
Yeah.
Um, to say, oh, I don't need anything, or I'm not worried about that, or whatever it is. I would just, again, urge people to talk. I think right now, especially, I mean, you'll probably have friends that you've
Mhm.
communicated with a lot in the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks, but have you actually called them? Have you actually
Mhm.
seen them in person and actually said, "Hey, dude, how you doing?
Right.
Man, everything going well at home?
Yeah.
Need anything? Anything worrying you?" I just those check-ins and those
Yeah.
constant check-ins and touches, I think go a long way.
I like that you said that because a good way that I think of it is I was told this by a mentor in the past when checking in with people and trying to see how they are. It's very default of us as humans to say, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm all right. I'm good."
Yep.
And the question that he dove into me was, "But are they really all right? Are they really okay?"
Right.
Because everybody says that. "Yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, how was your day? Oh, it was good. How's it going? Yeah, I'm all right."
And if someone doesn't say they're all right, it's like,
Eh,
whoa, whoa, wait.
It's like I wasn't expecting
No,
that.
I didn't sign up for that when I said, how you doing? I just said, you're just supposed to say, okay, and let me
Right,
keep
right.
walking.
And sometimes I think about that. It's funny you said that because I think about that sometimes too much from my personal. It's like, am I all right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I have to pick and choose. Okay, I can vent to you so you'll understand, but oh yeah, I'm good. I have to
Yeah.
say that to you. So
You
it's
get,
funny you
I'm
said
all
that.
right or busy.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
just busy.
Yeah.
I say that and I'm really trying not to,
Oh, interesting.
because
Okay.
yeah, I'm busy. You are too. But I feel like if I say, "Oh, I'm just so busy," well, does that make me better or worse than you? I don't know.
That's a good
And I just feel
point.
like we have some go-to answers for everything.
Hmm.
So it's difficult though because
Yeah.
you are busy and you're like, it's so overwhelming with how much is going on.
How much to what to do and thinking about the future. I'll say it in the same idea. One thing that I'm trying to remind myself of, I can get very stuck in overthinking and thinking about the
Hmm.
future and the
Yeah,
possibilities. That I'm sure others, but I forget to live in the present, in the
be
moment.
present.
And I
It's hard.
literally did that the other day. I was in the house and the whole family is around. But then I'm there just sitting alone on the couch and thinking of all these other things, and I'm like, and then I just had to like kind of put my head back up and oh well, the kids are all right here. Like, all right, don't. I have to
Everything
remind
you need
myself
is right
just
there.
think about right now. What do you
Yep.
have right now? Because that's not always going to be there either. So my oldest is 16, going to be 17. So a little fun fact about me. And yeah, it's crazy to think that just 8 years ago she was
I know, man.
down here, and now she's gonna be going into senior year
Yeah.
next year,
My
so
daughter's 9 going on 19, so
yeah.
I can't imagine. I will say one thing about men's mental health, and this is for anyone, not
Yeah,
just men. My dad drilled into us really two big things.
okay.
He said everything in life is about attitude and about gratitude. And
Mm,
we get the best part about those two things, we control them both.
that's true.
So
That is
we
true.
control how we're going to wake up that morning, if we're going to,
Mhm.
you know, deal and just try to get through the day, or if we're going to attack the day, if we're going to embrace new relationships, if we're going to do whatever that is, or if we're just going to let the day do us.
Mm,
And then the other is grateful. And so you were sitting on that couch, you could be thinking, like, man, you actually had a moment of what most people dream of,
mm,
to be surrounded by family, kids running around, probably
yeah,
some food on, having
yeah,
fun, just being with family. And so to sit there
yeah,
and be like, I'm grateful for this.
yeah,
It helps me. Just thinking of those two things.
yeah, I like that because yeah, that's something that I'm sure to the same idea for you to say not busy, it's very hard for me to live in the moment a lot of the
Yeah.
times because. As I mean, since the way I think of my life at times is since I've been 16, I've had to just run and go. That's when I had my first daughter, and so since then I've always had
Yeah.
to just be on green and just go all the time. And so I think a lot of the I think I built up a bad habit of just all right, what's the next thing? What's going on next?
Right.
You got to make sure we're okay, we're surviving, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, so that's very difficult for me at times. But I yeah, when I am able to realize it, I'm like, "Okay, it's this next hour is totally okay with
Yep.
whatever we're doing." So yeah, so I like that, I like that.
Awesome.
To kinda end it, what is some hobbies that the mayor likes to do? What do you like to do for fun when you're not always having to reply back?
So I would say that my two, maybe three favorite things I get to do outside of work, and I genuinely love my job. One is my wife's amazing and she finds all these really fun places to visit, fun places
Okay.
to go and eat or shop or spend the night at. Anything that she finds, I always really enjoy.
Yeah.
Anytime I can just sit on that couch or watch a movie with my kids, like I am big into movie night. I never
Mm,
thought I'd be that guy that
okay.
I'm big into movie night, but I just love it. Like my
Yeah.
kids are 8 and 9. They're sitting on the couch. They both still want to cuddle. So
Yes.
that's amazing. And then I don't do it much anymore, but it was my absolute favorite thing to do by myself, which is golf.
Okay.
And I really would like to spend more time doing it, just
Yeah.
really for like mental health.
Yeah.
It does help me,
Mhm.
but you got to find the time to do it.
So finding the time for
Yeah.
it definitely is challenging. I agree with you. I'll be honest. I play video games here and there, and for right now, games are kind of my little
Outlet.
outlets.
You need something.
Because I agree, you do need something to just kind of express some of the
Shut it off.
energy. Yeah, something to just like, okay, I don't have to put the pressure on whatever this is.
Yeah.
Music used to be that for me, but this last year I've been trying to think of it more as a business.
Mhm.
And some of that kind of that love for the creativity of just thinking about it, the not so having so much pressure of it all, I guess. Now there's a little bit more pressure doing this, but yeah, but I've recently just trying to learn chess, so that's something that I've
Okay,
been trying to
cool.
get into to also just get
Yeah.
away from the stress of things. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. Do you do that online? Do you do that do
A
you
little
play
bit of
versus
both. Well, I haven't got to any tournaments yet, but I have seen that there's a local one here at the.
Maze Books?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the one I saw. I was like, oh, I didn't know that they did
Did you
that.
see the chess tables that they just put out at Centennial Park?
What?
So,
No.
you know where the watch factory is?
Yeah.
So right in front of the watch factory is there's that park that's in the neighborhood. It's called Haight Village neighborhood. They now
Hey.
have a couple of chess.
Chest like
Yeah,
cemented on there.
yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved
So
seeing
I
those.
know, me too, and we've never had them here that I know of.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have, but I just don't know of them. But my son, who's 8, learned how to play chess, and he really likes it. So I
Yeah,
want to bring him over there.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm just self-teaching, just an app, unfortunately. But I also did buy a chessboard, a little cheap chessboard, so that way I could play. I've been playing with the kids basically here and
Yeah.
there. We're just kind of teaching ourselves right now at the
And
moment.
you're
So
just destroying
yeah.
them, making them cry.
Well,
Way to
only
go.
when I remember to make the right move, because otherwise, there's chess is very intricate. I've learned. I thought it was simple, but no, it's actually very detailed.
I
I
just
should say.
saw the world's number one chess player just got beat.
I just saw that last night as
Yeah.
well. I was scrolling through social media and I was like, whoa, because I do know of him, Magnus, and I was like, he was
He
very
seems like a
upset.
jerk.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
let's be
kind
I
of
mean
does. Yeah, he does have that personality, I
I
will
mean,
say.
that's the funniest part. I'm like, I think of this with a lot of people, but like he every time I see him in anything, he
Mm,
just seems like a jerk. He
yeah.
doesn't wear the tire that they want him
Hmm.
to. He comes in late.
Little rebel.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you're a chess player.
Right.
Like, your life isn't that difficult. Like, you are playing chess and getting paid lots of money to
Yeah.
sit there literally sometimes for like 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah,
Like,
and you're gonna be okay.
yeah, like,
Sometimes I think of it like if I'm at home or I have to decide between something, and it's like, oh, first world problem.
yeah.
That's how I would decide that. It's like, oh, that's the first world
For
problem.
him, that's an RPP. That's a
Yeah.
rich person problem that I'm like, I don't got that issue.
Oh man. Well, I'll say I'm very glad and excited that you came on,
Absolutely.
Tom. I had a good time. I hopefully you did too. First of hopefully more to come with
Absolutely.
either just you or just anybody in the realm of possibilities with things.
Yeah, I would just say if I can ever help you, if I can ever help any of the listeners, my office is open. My email is thomas.mcnamara@rockfordil.gov. My cell
Yes.
phone is 815-262-6734. Just want to be as helpful as I can
There you
be
go,
to
y'all. Yeah.
anyone who lives in Rockford.
Nice.
If you
Awesome.
don't live in Rockford, unless you want to bring your business here, don't call me.
Also very true. He's the one to go to. So, other than that, yeah. Well, thanks guys for watching. If you guys decided to watch to the end of this, we will get ready for another one. We got some coming up for some next pod episodes. So just stay on track. But yeah, this one was with the mayor of Rockford, y'all. So thank you for
Yeah.
coming on
Thank
along.
you.
Peace out, y'all.